So what would happen if Chunk and Morgan had a baby? Probably something like this. Alright, quick test today. We're comparing Templars, probably one of the worst towers ever invented by anyone ever in any conceivable multiverse, versus the Assassins. Assassins, S tier, man. Who could possibly disagree with that? They're insane. Insta-kills, gold stealing, which you don't even really need, but it's kind of fun. And then freaking an absurd amount of dodging, up to 70%. That is insane. You don't need HP, you don't need nothing if you can just dodge every incoming blow. You'll just live for freaking ever. Now, when Morgan started recording this footage, he was just like, there's no way. Obviously, both of us would think that. Like, there's absolutely no freaking way that Templars are going to do better. And guess what? That ended up being the case. So, yeah, we know what's coming. Now, I'm really wondering the answer to this question. Is there any situation where Templars are better than Assassins? I'm talking any conceivable situation. The only one that I've thought of so far is one that I kind of ran into when I was doing my first attempt at the Kingdom Rush Frontiers with just barracks. That was one of my favorite attempts. Definitely one of the hardest challenges I've ever done. It might be the hardest. I don't know. It's definitely up there. But anyways, the real problem that I ran into on one of the levels was whether or not to use Templars when I was fighting all of those monkeys, you know, on that monkey boss level. Because the Templars can simply have an absurd amount of health, chance at regenerating fully when they're dealt lethal damage, but I don't like any of their abilities. I don't like their bleeding sword ability. I don't like just buffing them up by 50 hit points. That seems kind of not worth it, or just kind of like a lazy choice. And then, yeah, them, you know, being dealt lethal damage and only having a 30% chance of instantly reviving to full health. I don't like that. If it was more like 60%, I think some people would actually use Templars here and there because they would be able to stall very, very well. But we already have invisibility from the Assassins and 70% of dodging with insta-kills and high attack that ignores armor. Assassins freaking have it all. They can take out blood shells in one hit and other troublesome enemies that you fight on the beach, which is like some of the hardest levels and hardest enemies they have to face in this entire game, or out of any Kingdom Rush game for that matter. The freaking blood shells and the blue gales, you know what I'm talking about, guys. Those guys are freaking ridiculous. So yeah, the Assassins, I think they've got to be better in every situation ever. Now, although the Templars have more of a by the book, reliable, simple looking amount of stats and everything, they just, I don't know. In the end, I'd love to see a comparison by Glass Cannon Volcano or somebody else who does these in-depth looks at, you know, damage per gold and all that kind of good stuff. And I'd love to see if there's really any situations where Templars are better than Assassins, because, let's face it, I don't know if there are any. Thanks for watching.